What's up, dudes? It's Molly. Good morning. It's 6:19 a.m. We're going back on the starving trend. Okay, the starving trend. We're going to talk about the starving trend again. I'm going to say this as respectfully as possible because, of course, I don't want to offend anyone. And so let's talk about food. I have what's left of my picture cards. We're just going to pop. And it's just, I'm not passing judgment on anybody. I'm not saying you should or shouldn't. I'm just pulling down the encyclopedia, out of the encyclopedia, opening up the book, reading the facts, closing the book, and putting it back in. All right? So, if you happen to be vegetarian or vegan, please don't get mad at the boombox for the song it plays if you don't like the song. Okay? So, 80% of planet Earth, and it's actually a little bit more than 80%, but we're going to say 80%. 80% of planet Earth eats from all 4 major food groups. So think of us like a machine, like a car. We require gas, transmission fluid, windshield wiper fluid, all this different kind of stuff. Okay? And we have to remember people's vessels are like cars. Some cars can run on unleaded. Some cars require super unleaded. Some cars require diesel. And some cars run on electricity. All right? So our vessels don't all work the same. So 80% of planet Earth eats meat. We'll say it that way. 20%, which is actually, I think it's like 84 or something like that. 20%, the remaining 20%, identify as vegan? Okay. Somebody might try to eat vegan, but they go vegetarian sometimes. Or vegan or vegetarian. Now, nobody is more honorable or less honorable due to their diet. Let's just put that out there. There is no more honor or less honor due to the diet. Out of that 20%, it's like 90-something% of those people say, no, I'm a vegetarian because I'm forced to be. If I had a juicy steak in front of me, a piece of chicken, a nice piece of fish, I would totally chow down. I either don't have access to it, I can't afford it, whatever. So, out of that 20%, 90-something% of those people are not vegan or vegetarian by choice. That's how few people on planet Earth are actually vegan or vegetarian. Now, Rick Rubin might mean something. He has talked about this in different podcasts too, where he lived a vegetarian lifestyle for quite a long time. I lived a vegetarian lifestyle for quite a long time. Coming to realize, it made you sicker. It made you depressed. It made you unhappy. Gut issues, belly issues. Yeah. You're starving your gut. So for me, a vegetarian diet doesn't work. There it is again. So there are people that have convinced themselves that this starving trend is healthier for them, and for their children. And so what a lot of people nowadays are doing is they're raising their children fully vegan. Now, a lot of these people, maybe my age, may not have been raised as vegan themselves. No, their parents, their school, their everything, gave them food from all 4 food groups. So these people, their brains got set up correctly, but now they're having children, and they're refusing to allow their children to eat anything but 1 food group. Oh, but they'll give them vitamins. Yeah. My kid. There's something wrong with my kid. He's depressed, tantrumy. Well, maybe it's because his brain hurts. He needs the other 3 food groups. Okay. So the parents that the parents say that are my age, their parents allowed them to get their brains set up properly, but they're not allowing their own children to have their brains set up properly with proper nutrition. These are the same people that will feed their cat salmon, but they won't allow their child to have milk. So we know there's a very important time in toddlers where the fat in cow milk is very important for brain development. Now, people have been eating and processing and using cows for a really long time. The ancient Egyptians, 50% of their diet was the ancestor to a cow called the aurochs. When all those wonderful blooms of intelligence, creativity, all of that, they were chowing down on red meat, drinking milk and shit. Okay, so I'm gonna Google, what are the disadvantages of a vegan diet? Potential nutrient deficiencies. A vegan diet may lack certain essential nutrients such as vitamin B12, iron, calcium, omega-3 fatty acids, and protein. It's crucial to carefully plan your diet to ensure you get all the necessary nutrients. Vegans may not get enough nutrients like vitamin B12, iron, zinc, calcium, omega-3 fatty acids. This can be due to the restrictive nature of a vegan diet. That's called an eating disorder. A restrictive nature of a diet is called an eating disorder, which has fewer food options than other diets. Vegans can try to get these nutrients from fortified foods or supplements. Dining out. It can be difficult to eat out as a vegan because you might not have access to ingredients lists. This can make it hard to make food choices, especially in restaurants, where most dishes use dairy products. All right. Overeating. Some vegans may overeat carbohydrates and sugars, which can lead to weight gain and yeast and candida overgrowth. Cost. Vegan products can be more expensive than non-vegan options, and in some areas there may be limited choices for vegan food. This can make it difficult to maintain a healthy, balanced diet on a budget. All right. Who should avoid a vegan diet? Those that are terrible at planning ahead. You're gluten-free. Seitan, I don't know how to say that. Seitan, S-E-I-T-A-N, is a popular vegan food made from wheat gluten. It offers over 75 grams of protein per 100 grams and has a savory flavor and texture that many vegans find reminiscent of meat. Unfortunately, for those with celiac disease or a wheat allergy, seitan is basically pure gluten, and avoiding it can be surprisingly difficult. Okay. According to Very Well Health, seitan, I don't know how to pronounce it, is a common ingredient in everything from vegetarian chilies to veggie burgers. All right. If you have a vitamin B12 deficiency, a vegan or vegetarian diet, not good for you. If you have a diagnosed B12 deficiency, going vegan could make it even harder to get enough of this essential vitamin. B12 is primarily found in animal products, therefore vegans need to supplement with vitamin B12 and consume vitamin B12 fortified foods to ensure adequate support of the immune system, sustained energy levels, and protection against nerve damage. You're deficient in zinc. Okay. Medical News Today reports that vegans and vegetarians are at greater risk of zinc deficiency because many plants contain phytates which bind to zinc and reduce absorption of the mineral. Zinc in animal products is more readily absorbed by the body. You have irritable bowel syndrome. If you have gut issues, you should not be eating a vegan diet. Plant-based diets often rely on a steady intake of fiber-rich vegetables, fruits, and dairy substitutes that can aggravate the symptoms of IBS. If you're a practicing vegan, maintaining a healthy, balanced diet and a diet that maintains a healthy gut can feel like an uphill struggle. One study from 2017 also found that vegetarian diets could be associated with irritable bowel syndrome. Wingham recommends that people with IBS who want to pursue veganism avoid consuming large quantities of fruit juice, eat generous portions of low FODMAP carbohydrates like potatoes and oats, and make sure to get enough calcium. You have a soy allergy. Soy is hardcore for some people, super hardcore for your gut, your stomach. Tofu is a staple of many vegan dishes and a good course of plant-based protein at 10 grams per half cup. If you have a soy allergy, however, making the switch to vegan could be a lot harder. Soy can be found in a myriad of vegan products, such as tofu, tempeh, but it also can appear in nut butters, desserts, and condiments. You'll also find soy in some packed vegetable broths, meal replacement bars, frozen meals. All right. You have a nut allergy. You don't read nutritional information labels. Reading the nutritional information on food is a good habit for anyone, but it's even more important for vegans. People eating a plant-based diet need to be sure they're getting all their required vitamins and avoiding animal substances, which can be hiding in the most unexpected places. Okay? Consumables like Elux magazine reported that consumables like beer, orange juice, Worcestershire sauce, chewing gum, and even figs can contain small amounts of animal products. Okay, you need to be on a low carb diet. That's a vegan diet's not good for you. If you don't like vegetables, duh. All right, so that is an article from Business Insider. So sometimes we can willfully ignore red flags because we've dug our feet in too hard into something. We can do extreme measures rather than looking at the truth of the matter. And like I said, this isn't like a diss. This isn't saying, one way of being is more honorable than the other. This isn't anything like that. It's just like putting all the cards on the table. Yeah. First of all, does your child have an option of whether or not they have an eating disorder? Does your child appear to be depressed, sad, quiet, tantrumy? Are they are they screaming and fighting because their brains hurt? How have you come, collective, how have you come to the final conclusion that's what's best for you and your children is only eating from one food group out of the 4 main food groups, but you will let your pet have the food they require, but you won't let your child? If you have gut issues, if your child has gut issues, have you allowed them to have a piece of meat to see if that makes them feel better? Are you getting second opinions about a vegan diet? Were you allowed to have functioning brain neural pathways because your parents allowed you to have all 4 food groups, but you're restricting your child? And they don't have the same fundamental starts in their brain that you got? Does your child even have a choice? All right, so there's some things to think about. And like I said, there are lots of people who their vessel, their car, runs just fine on a vegan diet. Yeah. And I'm not like passing judgment. No. But sometimes, some people need a collapse of false reality. Especially if they're forcing that reality upon others. Are you depressed? Do you have a depression that you can't kick? Are you in like this fog? Are you eating a well-balanced diet? I'm not asking if you are popping vitamins. Are you eating a well-balanced diet? All right. So now I see that clip. There's a clip a clip of a dude who takes his vegan girlfriend out to Ruth's Chris, and she eats a steak for the first time. She might be vegan or vegetarian for the first time, and he, well, who knows how long, and he films it. And the title of the video is something like, you can see her soul actually re-enter her body. You see her take a bite. It's so good. It's so good. It's like she had been starving for fucking ever. Self-imposed starvation. Starving trend. Annihilating guts. So I'll put that clip, I'll try to find it. I'll put it down in the comment section here. And like I said, I'm not passing judgment on vegans and vegetarians. I understand a lot of vegans are vegans because they're super animal empaths. And they can't separate food from pet. They can't separate anything. And that is straight up murdered to them. And I completely understand that point of view. So like I said, I'm not judging. And I admire people's commitment to their causes, even though I'm not vegan or vegetarian. And I did try to live a vegetarian lifestyle. And the first thing vegetarians tend to do in their ego is, well, let me help you. Well, how can I tell you how to do it right? Yeah, ding dong, I did it right. Not every vessel, body works like yours. And is your body, honestly, working at peak performance? Somebody has convinced a whole bunch of people that an eating disorder means eating clean. That's not eating clean. That's eating sparse and dirty. Eating clean is eating from all 4 food groups and getting a well-balanced diet. So if anybody has a tummy ache, has gut issues, yeah, I wish you health and the best. And I hope you can find a diet, whatever it may be. Vegan, vegetarian, meat eating, all 4 food group eating. Whatever it is, I hope everybody gets the best health and feels the best, the clearest in their head, the least depressed as possible. All right, so there's just something to think about. Peace out. Love ya.